shorter these days. All right. And are you eating at home? What are you doing?
I grabbed something to eat after there's so much food left over. You want to come back with us? Come back with me, and then we'll just pick some.
Well, I got a shovel before I go to the wake, so I'm gonna figure that out.
It's all shovels in the front.
What?
All front shovels.
We'll get to that. All right, ready? Here we go.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Oops. And here we go. Waiting to drink.
Is that the sound effect you use on the beach?
Can't open it. From the studios of Violin Media in New York City and potentially heard by billions around the world via the iTunes podcast simulcast on 5:20 a.m. The heartbeat of Rocky Point Beach, Long Island. It is the Big Mike radio program for this, the last week of January, first week of February. Put a slash in the middle, a hyphen. And it is the Big Mike radio program. With me in studio, filling in for everyone's favorite hero, J.B. King, is truly my brother from another mother. I've known him since the womb. From around the corner, down by the liquor store, it is the Chin. What else do we call it? Do you have a lot of nicknames for you? Oh. Nicky Eyes. Hey, what's up,
Nick
guy?
the Killer.
Nick the Killer, that's right, yeah. Get up on that microphone. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You can adjust it there. It is Nick Capace. How you doing?
How's it going out there?
Snowy day here. Snowy day.
More like from the ice planet Hoth.
Now, I remember watching Super Bowl 43, the year after the Giants beat the Patriots, and it was another game that came down to the wire, came down to the last play, and the Steelers won. And I remember thinking to myself, like, the NFL must have sold their soul to the devil to get that. And I kind of thought the same thing yesterday with the weather, because you had horrible, horrible weather before the game, then the weekend of the Super Bowl. See, I thought Super Bowl Boulevard was going to be open Monday, so I was going to go. But Monday it was snowing, and then it was down 0 degrees Wednesday. But the first day that they had really only one day of cold weather of the Super Bowl Boulevard.
It opened Wednesday.
Because Wednesday was really cold.
Tuesday was cold, too.
But it wasn't open Tuesday. So then
Thursday, I'm sorry.
Thursday was cold, but not as cold as Wednesday. And then Friday
wasn't bad.
Saturday, and now it was 50 degrees yesterday. I was wearing shorts. So they sold their soul to the devil to, what? I didn't even say anything.
50 degrees wearing shorts.
Well, I like wearing shorts. I'm more comfortable. So, but they sold their soul to the devil to get the weather, but they got a horrible game. They got a complete
They were due
blowout.
for one.
Yeah, they were due for a blowout.
Broncos ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, it was, and it
was
funny.
terrible.
I was asked, like, do you feel bad? I don't really feel bad. I mean, on one hand, yeah, if I had a pick, I wanted the Broncos to win, but listen, Eli's got the rings, and Peyton can have all the records.
I sympathize with the Broncos fan. Getting blown out of the Super Bowl sucks.
Yeah,
and sitting through it sucks. It's like
we were there. We've seen that, but
it sucks.
I don't want to make it an entire sports thing, but I mean, obviously, you played high school football. So what was the biggest loss you ever? Like, you never made it to a championship game.
No,
in
close,
high school,
but
you made it like to the divisional.
Semifinals,
and you lost that game. Yes. Like, was that the biggest loss, or there was other games?
That was the most biggest. You mean getting blown out, or biggest meaning disappointing?
Most disappointing loss.
That was one of them. That was because we were undefeated, 9-0, going up against a big powerhouse, St. Anthony. So that was it would be like it would be like, who was the worst team in the NFL? It would be like Jacksonville going up against the Seahawks and almost having a chance to beat them. And like,
well, why? Because you were the Jacksonville, even though
not
you were undefeated.
Jacksonville, but you got to talk about.
You were a very good team in your division.
Well, in the league, like we were first year, we were really good.
Okay,
so it's like.
But St. Anthony's was
St.
better.
Anthony's always a powerhouse.
Yeah.
You know, their programs like Machine, and they were like 27-0, and St. Francis beat them on the last game of the season with that guy kicked like a 45.
Pete, whatever his name is, right?
Peter Carbonara, which I got to tell you a story off the air.
Off the air?
That's off the air.
I'll tell you a story on the air. Pete Carbonara, listen, I mean, if he's listening, he's probably not, but he had a girlfriend, and she was in my global class. Nicole Tomasulo, I believe was her name. I think. Don't quote me on that, but just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. And you see, the thing is, like, you wonder, I should have played football. I mean, like, just that guy. I mean, imagine that weekend for that guy. Kicks the game-winning field goal. He's the football player. He's got the girl. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's very. I wish I knew then what I know now, because I would have been a total different person in high school. If I would have known really that the misery and the acting like a crazy person wasn't going to really pan out. It doesn't pan out. I mean, I think they're probably. No, I've seen some people out there, you know, the quote unquote, I guess you'd call them goth people. Yeah. People that are gothic, that are.
I haven't seen them in a long time though. I think
are they out of style? Are they not in vogue? Yeah. You know. But anyway, the people that are like, you know, that are always mad and upset and mad at, you know, and mad at this and angry at that, and sometimes there's a girl, not too bad looking, easy on the eyes, that's into that stuff too, and then they ended up, you know, I remember seeing stuff like that, you know, and usually she has low self-esteem, so she thinks she's not good looking, and then they're like, oh, we'll be ugly together. Mm-hmm. But I didn't find that in my high school, you know, either.
Now, if you had a chance to go back, would you have stayed with the football?
Well, yeah, let's say, bring it down, give it to me now.
Or would you have still went the marching band route?
Wait, phrase that question again. Give that to me one more time.
If you had to go back and do it all over again, would you have stayed with the football? Because you did start.
I went to one practice.
One? I thought you went to a whole week. No?
Or a whole week. I don't know. In my mind, it was one practice, but it was probably a horrible week of practice. Because I was out of shape and I never did anything.
Yeah. Or would you have...
Or would I have gone through the marching band?
So done the same thing that you've done.
I absolutely would not have done the same thing.
Okay.
Absolutely would not have done the same thing. Now, I could bullshit you. I could lie to you and be like, well, you know, if I didn't do the marching band, I wouldn't have these people in my life. You know what I mean? To that. What I'm saying is, if I should have played football, I think I would have been a happier person had I played football. I would have been a different person because... Yeah, there were positives. Because the thing is, when I did the marching band, that had its own... You know, there were hot girls in the marching band. The color guard over there. The one with the nose. You remember her. So, you remember she was at St. John's when you had a duck. She's a good-looking girl, though. You know, it's a good-looking girl. Married to a cop, of course. Yeah, so... But I'm saying I would have played. I would, if I can go back and talk to myself that day where because it really all came down to the end where they made you run around the park 3 times.
Yeah,
and I just couldn't do it.
I hated that.
I couldn't do it. I mean, the entire day of practice, you deathly, and I couldn't do it. And I walked it, and I felt so embarrassed of having to, because I didn't have the strength to run it. But I was lazy. And I'm still lazy today. I'm not 350 pounds because I'm very active. I'm 350 pounds because I'm lazy. And so I was lazy then, I'm lazy now. And it's lazy. You know, it's lazy. What would you still have played? What would you have? Would you still have played football?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So why would anybody in their right mind say, oh, if I had to go back, I wouldn't play football? Not
that I would have done more things.
You would have done things in addition to football.
Yes, I just played football, and that's what I would have done track and field, something to better more able to better myself.
Uh-huh.
you know,
What, physically or academically
Both.
or both? Everything.
why not?
I think a lot of people probably share
yeah,
that sentiment.
Like there was so many things. Like there was like a movie club, an acting club, or something
Yeah.
different. You know, I was
Yeah,
like,
you should
what the hell, right?
You really, and that's why what people that are, it's a shame that youth is wasted on young people because you don't know.
All we told is when you play football and go lift weights in the off season. That's it.
Yeah, that was
That was it. You had to weight room 3 days a week.
We
And they
did
waited
the
Friday.
marching band during the marching band season. We had the concert band during the concert band season.
There was no really. There was just football season. Then it was you get the month break, and then January you're starting up again.
Now, what do you think is different about? I mean, you have a long list of brothers. So your youngest brother just got out of high school football a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Did you see anything different, or do you think it's the
different
same
now.
thing? What's different about it?
Well, I think in these days, back when we were in school, because we're only a year apart.
Yeah.
When let's say you played football, yes, but your more of your off-season workout was weights. The more weights, the more
better.
bench, the more you squat.
Yeah.
It's not like that no more. Everything these days, and it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? The times are changed where it's
Progress.
progressed. It's not more.